Folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, making another video for you out of Boise, Idaho. We're steadily moving forward on the 95-96 Chevy 5.7 liter tune-up, intake job, maintenance, all that other good stuff. This video is going to show you removal of the intake. I'm going to go ahead and do it so that way you can also see the removal sequence, which bolts you start out 1, 2, 3, 4, and the removal pattern as well for the intake. So that'll show you that. There has been a minor setback on this job as of today. That rear heater hose, I'm going to show it to you here in just a minute. That one that I was showing you that's all corroded and messed up. Well, I went ahead and got it disconnected, right? And I got it disconnected from the connector. And so I thought, well, shoot, why don't I put a wrench on it and check it out? And the second I put a wrench on it to remove it, sure enough, it broke. And it broke right there. As you can see, it broke right off inside of the intake there. Now, some of you might think, oh my gosh, that sucks, we're gonna have to buy a new intake. No, we just got to get creative and spend a little bit of extra time and get that removed. But for the most part right now, we just need to focus on getting the intake off. But that really stinks, and I knew it. To a certain extent, I kind of knew it. That's why I flagged that back there as a serious issue. I just didn't think the fitting was just, I didn't think it was corroded all the way through like that. But yeah, this thing is mush. I could probably take it and break it off with my hands. Yeah, it's just mush, man. So that would have broke off regardless of how we did it, whether we messed with it while it was still on the engine or whether we put it on the bench and tried to remove it. This whole thing would have broke off. But see, that's why I have new ones. And even the new ones come with new plastic connectors and all that. So I can salvage this, and then hopefully I can salvage the intake as well. But let's go ahead and get set up so we can get that intake removed and you guys can check that out. All right, I think I got you in a good spot here where you can watch and learn. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Now, the tools you're going to want to remove this intake on the 5.7 is going to be a 14mm socket with a ratchet and an extension. That way you can just get in there and work pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. However, I can't stress enough to make sure that you follow the removal sequence. There's nothing wrong in looking it up if you have to. There's all kinds of information out there that you can find it. So here we go. So we're going to start back here. I'm going to start at number 1. And the torque specifications on this to install it again is not gorilla style torque specs. So this stuff should come out fairly easy. Then we're going to move over to number 2. So we're going to go number 1, number 2. Okay, we're just doing this for loosening purposes. Then we're going to move up 1 to number 3. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go to number 4. Get that one loose. Now we're going to go back here, directly back to number 5. It's going to be a little hidden back here. And there's going to be a bracket there. So you're going to have a nut that you're going to need to remove first, I believe. And then you'll have a stud underneath there, or a bolt. Now we've already removed that nut, so you should be good once you get to that spot. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6 is right next to number 5 in the back. Okay, and we're going to go to number 7. Okay, then number 8 is going to be this one, but you should have already removed it along with your throttle body bracket. So then you're going to come up here, and we're going to go to number 9. I'm going to go to number 10. And then number 11. Oh, I hate phones. Don't you hate phones? And then your final bolt, number 12. Come on off of there. These bolts are dirty. There we go. They're going to be right here, number 12. And you're doing it in this sequence so you don't warp anything. And there's a special sequence that you got to do as well when you put it back on and you torque it down. You just need to make sure you follow these sequences. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, then you go 5, 6, then you go 7, 8, then you go 9, 10, 11, 12. And there you go, folks. So now I'm not going to make you suffer through watching me take every one out, but it's loose. You're pretty much good to go. As a matter of fact, at this point, you could even start working on seeing if you can get this up and out of there. And if you can't, don't fret too much. You know, it's gross, it's nasty, it's corroded. It's very possible it's stuck to the engine block, so we may have to get the pry bar out, pry it up, get it up off and out of there. So I'll go ahead and show you that here in just a second. I'm going to get all these nuts and bolts out of here. All right. So when you're lifting these intakes off, try to find a spot where you can just lift it straight off. Keep it level while you're doing it. And this one doesn't look like it's going to need to be pried. It's already loose. So here we go. All right. And then you're going to want to reach down in here, grab your gasket material. Grab your gasket material here. Okay. And grab the old gaskets. Alright, look at that. Oh, did it come? Yeah, came off nicely. There's one. This one's coming off in pieces. This one's going to have to be cleaned. Okay. There we go. Come on. Come on. This one's not going to be so forgiving. This one's going to have to be really cleaned as well, and this one as well. So we'll get some gasket remover, get in here with a razor blade, and we'll get all this cleaned out. Now this actually looks really clean inside of here. We'll get what little bit of coolant is spilled down inside of there. We'll get that out of there, get all this cleaned up nice, And I mean, as far as it being black and everything, that's fine. That's not a big deal. What I don't see is a whole bunch of carbon buildup, a bunch of nastiness, anything like that. Internally, engine looks pretty decent. So, all right, let's go take a look at that intake now, where that heater hose part broke off, so we can see what we might do with that. All right, so let's take a look at the intake here. Now, for the most part, I'm pretty happy with this intake. It looks pretty darn good. We can get some of this stuff out of here now. It looks pretty darn good. A lot of times I'll see this part of the intake is just blacker than black. And that's a result from missing oil changes and stuff like that. But this intake is pretty good. It just needs some love on the outside, some love and maintenance on the outside. So let's flip it over and check it out. All right, so here we go, right here. Here's our culprit. Here's our problem. Now there is a chance I'm gonna be able to get that out of there, but I'm gonna have to clean. Gonna take me a little bit of extra time, no big deal. I don't charge for extra time in this little shop. So yeah, that sucks. And you can get an idea of what's broken off in there and how it's broken off. I've got about that much of threads down in there to work out. And there's a chance I may even be able just to, I don't know. We'll figure out. I may thread in here and use something to grab it with and then turn it. We'll see what happens. So, alrighty folks, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. The next video is gonna show cleaning that engine valley up and all that other stuff. So yeah, the next video will show you how to clean the engine valley. We'll also go ahead and get the valve covers removed, take a peek underneath there, and then from there work with that intake. I will go ahead and video and show you what it's going to take to drill that part of the intake out and all that other stuff. And so then once we're done with that, it'll be time to start reassembling everything along with the drive shaft and the rear end yoke and all that other good stuff. So, alrighty folks, so I really appreciate you guys coming out and supporting me and the family, checking out my videos. If you have any questions, shoot them to me in the comments. I really enjoy interacting with you guys and learning new things from you, trading information, all that other good stuff. So I'm also here to help, so hit me up. Don't forget, check out my online merchandise, check out my t-shirts and all that other good stuff. If you're interested in helping me out, supporting the family, we'd greatly appreciate it. Other than that, guys, this is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, signing off.